Miss Pugh, don't speak over me. Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Miss Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
All right, buckle up, because today we've got a no-nonsense judge going head-to-head with a totally clueless sovereign citizen, and trust me, it's a train wreck. This woman strolls in, clinging to a tiny scrap of paper packed with the usual sovereign citizen buzzwords, as if that alone could get her off the hook. Spoiler alert, it won't. Honestly, I'm amazed she even made it through her script. Things are about to spiral fast. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's dive into this courtroom chaos to see just how bad it gets.
Morning, are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of the estate.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right, so Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself, or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you, or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it, and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus, and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel, defective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
No, this is definitely not going well. She's making an absolute fool of herself. And honestly, it's entertaining to watch. But what really makes this gold? The judge. She just sits there, calmly waiting for this woman to burn through her script of sovereign citizen nonsense. It's almost like a game of patience. These people always act like they've cracked some secret legal loophole. But let's be real. That's not how the law works. Courts have ruled time and time again that saying, "I don't consent," doesn't magically make charges disappear. Jurisdiction doesn't work that way. But I have to ask, how did she even get to this point? What was going through her head? She's actually polite, even calling the judge "Your Honor." But it's painfully obvious she has no clue what she's doing. Reading the script is one thing, but trying to pull this off in an actual courtroom, that's another level of delusion. What do you guys think? How does someone fall this deep down the rabbit hole? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's dive back in, because trust me, This mess is far from over.
Here's the thing, Miss Pugh. I appreciate your position, but listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Miss Pugh, don't
with my
speak over me.
incarceration- Respectfully, Your Honor, with my incarceration.
Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on, listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why, is because you have a lawyer. And your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I do not agree or comply to your appointed.
Go back.
Agents.
You already said that, and that's overruled.
Duty is to the state.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
That was a disaster. But wait, this train wreck isn't over yet, believe it or not. This sovereign citizen actually comes back for round 2. And don't worry, I've got that hearing lined up for you too. At this point, I'm convinced the judge deserves a medal for patience. Trying to reason with a sovereign citizen is like arguing with a brick wall. If the brick wall thought it had a law degree, gotta give credit where it's due. The judge keeps her cool, throws in a few sharp comebacks when needed, but stays completely professional. Honestly, she's handling this way better than most would. But what do you guys think? Is she showing too much patience, or is she playing it just right? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's jump into the next hearing, because things are about to heat up. Let's get into it.
Perfect. So, Miss Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's just been given, he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of your appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
Conflict of interest. And for the record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today. If that's what you want to do, we'll get your case set for trial and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law?
Yes,
Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I know we've been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand about that?
Knew she was going to say that. At this point, I've heard so much sovereign citizen nonsense, I think it's rewiring my brain. I'm losing IQ points just breaking it all down. They're not just frustrating. Honestly, it's kind of sad. A lot of these people are dealing with real struggles, but instead of facing reality, they waste time, resources, and taxpayer money on their legal fantasies. Courts and law enforcement have actual cases to handle, and these folks act like they can just hijack the system with made-up loopholes. But here's something interesting. She ditched the script this time.